Okay, here we are. Wow, did you see that? Man, let me tell you about today. Today is Wednesday. I believe it's something like the 8th or ninth, probably the ninth. Yeah, of September. Wow. For those of you who don't know, don't care, I just want to share something with you. A couple of little feelings I have today. Life as we know it, and we all know it to be pretty much the same. You can argue with me all you want on that, but it's pretty much the same for all of us. Some of us are more involved in things, and that might make it different depending upon where you are on the mortality table. But we all start out with a beginning, we all have a middle, and then we end up with an end. So, in the beginning or the infant part of our life, when we learn how to do all the good stuff, we learn how to eat, we learn how to crawl, we learn how to walk, we learn how to go to the bathroom, we learn how to do all these things, we learn how to talk, we learn how to climb, all those motor skills is what they call them. So then as we progress through life, then we start to learn memory things. That's when we get like in kindergarten. We learn our ABCs. We learn how to print. We learn how to color within the lines. And we do all these basic things, and that's a traditional way of life. As we continue on through our school years, we finally advance to either graduating from high school, or we go on and graduate from universities or colleges or tech colleges or whatever. Or we start working. And so that's our younger years. Some of us work through school, and some of us just study and go to vocational schools and stuff during that time. Well, those are basic things in life, and that's good. And then we end up either getting married or remaining single, but that's pretty much that choice, part of our life. And then we live into our senior years, and that's where I am. I've moved into my senior moments of my life. And in that time, lots of things can happen. Lots of things like being, you can join the open chest club like this here, where you slit from the upper part of your neck right into the bottom of your sternum. You can join that club, or you can just move yourself on into some senior retirement center or senior living area where they have golf courses and all kinds of stuff like that. Well, I used up my life. I used it. And I've always thought of life as being a gift, and I did everything I could so far to wear it out. And in my life, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Not in the least. So, in 2019, the day before Thanksgiving, that's when I had my quadruple bypass. And those are just a pretty basic thing. And by basic or routine, I mean, okay, they're really not. They stink. They're very, very painful, and I don't believe, and you can't convince me that you could just walk in there, no problem, have it done, and get out with no problem, and just be down a merry old road. I mean, there might be some people that'll try to convince you of that, but those are one of those cases where I'd like to say I know better. Well, the unfortunate part for me was I got the B-side of the album. I had a terrible time in recovery. I was hospitalized quite a bit longer than normal, and my recovery time with the virus and everything else, we led all the way into that. Wanted to have surgery for another hip problem that I'm facing, and wasn't able to do that because I can't get my breathing under control. Well, so some of you might say, well, you old fat tub of lard, why don't you get out there and do something about it instead of sitting around and complaining? Well, that's exactly what I did, something about it. And all the way up until then, I was actually, what happened, I went back to school to finish a degree, and I had gotten my engineering degree, and I just had one more degree that I wanted to go back and finish up. So I was very, very busy with 12 credits, carrying a 12 credit load, which was involving calculus classes and chemistry and things like that. So it was a very heavy load for just like young people, and much, much harder as you get older. It becomes a challenge for a person. So anyway, I was going to go over to check on get some medication. I had run out of medication to the VA, and as I was leaving the school that I was at, I had just like somebody reached into my heart and just like tugged it out. I go, well, gas. That's pretty much what we say. We go, gas. And away we go. So I got over to the VA, went to the pharmacy, was standing in line. She said, it'll be about 15, 20 minutes for a pickup. And I go, I don't believe I'm going to be back. I wanted to be, but I said, I don't think I'm going to make it back. And I walked out of there and went right into the emergency room. And here we are. Here we are, 2020, September 9th. And today I'm actually talking to you about, and what I started this video out with something that has been a super huge, huge accomplishment for me. Something that I have been working on and trying to get to since I was in recovery back in December of last year. So 9 months later, here we are. I reached the 30-22. 30 minutes and 22 seconds on an exercise bike, or not a bike, but a walker, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, walker. I'll call it a walker, exercise machine. And that's a big accomplishment, because I'm using a cane, and for my mobility, I was using a walker, and I went from a walker to a cane, and today accomplishing a half an hour and 22 seconds. Didn't stop at the half hour. I pushed it for 22 seconds more. At 15 minutes every day, I don't think I'm going to make it. And today I made 30 minutes and 22 seconds. I don't know if I said that again. But to me, that could have been the same as winning the Indy 500. It could have been the same as winning Wimbledon. To me, I just give thanks to God that I was able to make it that far. That's a big, big thing for me on this road to recovery. I'm not sweating. This is just I sprayed some water on myself to make it look like, I was working out. And I put some bald patches on top of my head to really make me look older. But pretty much, I'm a walking, talking picture of health. So I just wanted to share with you guys today how excited I am about this. And for a lot of you, it won't mean anything, but for me, it means everything. So, what it proves, once again, is I believe in the human mind, and if you put your mind to it,